Good morning, Crable Mennonite School. Today is Thursday, May 25th, and my name is Macy Joy.
And I'm Abigail. There are just 5 days of school left. This also means that this is our last Crable Live of the year and the last one ever that we will get to host.
For this reason, we've packed out the studio this morning so that you can hear from a lot of different people that have been hosting this show every Thursday.
Congrats to all the girls that came out this past weekend for the Girls on the Run 5K at F&M College. It was a great event that capped off a successful first season of Girls on the Run here at Crable.
The middle school spring concert was a big success this past Tuesday. Many middle schoolers put in a lot of work to make this evening possible. We were able to hear from the band, boys and girls chorus, and also the mixed chorus as well.
Both parents and students joined in some songs sung together throughout the evening. We got to enjoy some snacks afterward, even though our popcorn machine wasn't working. A big thank you goes out to Mrs. Lehman and Mr. Bear for all their hard work that made this evening possible.
Well, we have just one more time of hearing the weather here on Crable Live for our last live. For our last episode, we will see both of our weathermen from the year. With that, we'll hand it over to Abby Keller and Riley Patrick. Over to you.
Good morning, Crable Live. Today's weather is also going to be a little bit different. Riley, Patrick, and I, Abby Keller, are both going to tell you what the weather is like.
Now let's get to the weather.
Right now, we get to see a nice amount of sun.
With this sun, we are having some fairly moderate temperatures with a temp of 53 and a feel like of 49 degrees.
The nice temps will continue as we go throughout the day, with a high of 71 degrees and a moderate nighttime temp of 46.
You have probably realized this by now, but today we will not be seeing any rain with a chance of precipitation at 1%.
Even though we don't have any rain today, a few clouds will come in this evening.
Friday will be a lot like today, but slightly warmer weather at 73 degrees during the day and 54 at night.
We will also be seeing some more sun on Friday than we are today.
Then Saturday will give us more clouds.
Finally, for this part of the weather, the sun will set today at 8:23.
As we get into the summer days, we will only get long. The days will only get longer.
Now let's get to the week to see if the weather will also look like summer.
This week is going to have a fair amount of clouds, with most of the days beginning the first half of the week having a lot of clouds. As we can see on Sunday and Monday, the Wednesdays and Thursday skies clearing up.
Despite the clouds, this week is going to be very warm.
As we go through the week, the high temperatures will slowly increase.
Over the weekend, we will get to see some highs in the 70s, increasing into the mid to high 80s on Monday through Wednesday.
The temperatures will peak at the low 90s at the end of the week.
Before we finish off this segment, Riley and I want to thank you for listening to us each week.
We really enjoy sharing this weather with you each week, and hopefully, because of this segment, you might gain a passion for weather as well.
But for the last time, I'm your weatherwoman, Abby Keller.
I'm your weatherman, Riley Patrick.
And
And
that's
that was
this
this
week's
week's
weather. Back to you.
Thank you, Riley and Abby, for that final weather report. Last week, we asked you about one of the most famous paintings of all time, the Mona Lisa. We wanted to know how much the painting is worth.
The truth is, it's hard to find an exact amount because the painting will never actually be sold. But a pretty accurate estimate comes in about $860 million. This means that Mrs. Austin's class is our final trivia winner this year with their guess of $250 million.
If you want an idea of how much money $860 million is, think about this. If you earned $1 every second of your life, it would take you over 27 years to get this much money. We're not sure anyone should try saving up to buy this painting, but you can decide for yourself.
One reason the Mona Lisa is famous is because it was good evidence that Leonardo da Vinci had mastered the art of drawing features of the human face. Also, as a fun fact, the woman's name that was painted was actually Lisa Gherardini.
Oh, and did you hear that Mona Lisa had to go to court?
Yeah, but she was innocent because she was framed.
Okay, well, unfortunately, we don't have a trivia question for you this morning since we won't be back next week to tell you who was the winner. We started this year's edition of Crable Alive 252 days ago, when the two of us started the show wearing sombreros in honor of National Hat Day.
This is our 31st episode since that day, which means we've asked 30 different trivia questions throughout the year. Mr. Baumberger's homeroom has won the most time, as they've been the closest 7 different times.
After that, it's Mrs. Razor's class with 5, then our class and Mrs. Fisher's class with 4. Mrs. Kreider's and Mrs. Austin's class also won 3 times each this year. In all, we've had 10 different classes win a trivia question and 2 times that we've had a tie.
In all, we've had 14 different hosts this year in Crable Live. We've also experienced some technical difficulties throughout the year. Some of them were planned and some of them weren't. We've had times where meteorologists have appeared out of thin air, and other times we've dressed up like rhinoceri.
It's been the kind of year I'd be fine if I forgot.
We've had times when we would speak it in Old English, and other times when we've been visited by some interesting characters. All in all, it's been a joy to bring you these episodes each week, tell a couple of jokes, and have a good time.
With that, it's time for us to say goodbye. We'll be leaving next week, not just for the summer, but for good, as we start up with high school next fall. We hope you all have an excellent time here at Crable without us, and we'll be sure to try to visit at some point.
One last time, and from all of us here at 8th grade,
Tomorrow will bring us a new morning sun. My friends, I believe that the best is yet to come.